The greatest power you possess is your ability to choose. Join Lowe's Moore as he reveals how you can begin to maximize that power by exploring yourself on the deepest levels and committing to making lasting and positive changes. Get ready to achieve breakthroughs that will lead to accelerated growth and transformation, because you are now tuned in to the Blueprint.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Again, this is Lowe's Moore, and welcome back to the Blueprint. Let me say up front, man, that I want to say thank you for all your support, over this last year. This has been awesome. Man, today was awesome because my godson, and I'll talk about him a little bit later, man. And so it's been a long day. Graduations, in the hot sun, little brunches. I mean, but it's all good. It's good when it's all good. And so I want to say thank you and welcome you back to the Blueprint with Lowe's Moore. And man, this show tonight is going to be good. It's going to be awesome. And I'm really looking forward to it. So I want to just jump right into it. And as each week, here's my little ball right here. I want to drop my pebble in the pond. We're expecting the ripple effect of this show. We expect that individuals are going to be impacted by what happens on the show, the words that are said on the show, and it's just going to be awesome. And so sit back, relax, and let's get rolling here. Let me start off first of all with the book of the week. Right, we got the book of the week, and man, Tim S. Glover on Relentless, right? The good to great and unstoppable. Right. And it speaks of this is the individual who had the opportunity, who met Michael Jordan, who trained Michael Jordan and many other individuals. But, this book talks about being relentless. And this book is awesome. If you're looking for a really good book to talk about the importance of being competitive and relentless and the pursuit of excellence, this is a very good book to get. And, so now got a word of the week. We're going to add to that book, the word of the week, competitive. One of the things that when you look around and see whether or not people can be good or will be good, you can find somebody who has, really less talent than anybody else. But if they're competitive, and as the book just stated, relentless, right, they will find their way to the top. I mean, I think one of my gifts, as an athlete and in life, right, and sometimes it's very hard to control, a little bit too competitive. I love to win. And I am relentless when it comes to winning. Let me tell you a quick story. Back a few years ago, we honored Denzel Washington at the Waldorf Astoria, and there were so many people, that was so competitive, right, and so relentless. Let me just name a few. Joe Frazier was there, man. You talk about a guy that was relentless and competitive. Muhammad Ali was there, man. And, of course, Denzel Washington, who's competitive and relentless, but Michael Jordan was there. And, right after we had an after party right after the gala, and Michael Jordan and myself, we were up there upstairs having a conversation, and the actor Leon said to Michael Jordan, "Hey, Lowe's is like David Thompson." And so Michael Jordan said, "Oh, that's the guy, that he was my idol growing up, played with North Carolina State, Denver Nuggets." And so Leon says to Michael, "Well, Lowe's could get you, which means that Lowe's could beat you." And so Michael's face changed, and he said to to me, what? you know, well, we were in tuxedos, so we're going back and forth at each other about who could beat who. And we had forgot we were at a gala or at this after party. And he started talking about, well, I said, well, look, I got a gym, right? And we can go over there. I run the Boys and Girls Club. We can go over there now and we can get down. And he was like, yeah, we can do that. And then all of a sudden he said, nah, I got a lot to lose. And of course I was heated. He was heated. And I'll say, yeah, you do have a lot to lose. And then so my wife kind of got me away and we went on our separate ways. And then Michael's talking to my wife and he said, oh, your husband's a good man, isn't he? And my wife said, yes. And then Michael, this is how competitive he is. He said, well, I'm a better one. So when it comes to being relentless and competitive, right, you got to have that competitive edge. And so here's Hill Harper and Pierce Harper's affirmation of the week. Yeah, this is my affirmation. I like this affirmation. An affirmation is what you say to yourself. I'm looking for it right now. Well, we're looking for it right now. Is that we're looking for an affirmation. I don't know if we can find it, but it says, my ability to conquer challenges is limitless. My potential to succeed is infinite, right? I don't know if we can find that up there so everybody can see it. We're looking for Hill and Pierce Harper's affirmation moment, right? My ability to conquer challenges is limitless. My potential to succeed is infinite, right? That means that there is no end, right, to my relentlessness and my competitiveness. That's just awesome, man. I like that. And I think we're still looking for it. If you see it, pop it on. And then, I started in this new season, I started the music of the week and the movie of the week. And as you can see, and even, I don't know if you guys remember this, but Curtis Blow, remember that song? We're playing basketball. We're playing basketball. Look that one up on YouTube. Yeah, back in the day when I was playing basketball, that was some of our warm-up music with Curtis Blow. I'm playing basketball. And then, man, this is one of the great basketball movies, Blue Chip, with Nick Nolte and Shaquille O'Neal. Remember, Penny Hardaway was there. I think Penny Hardaway is being interviewed for the Orlando Magic. Right now, he's coaching at Memphis, University of Memphis. And, just the awesome movie. It was on the other night. That's what made me think of it. But that is our music of the week and our movie of the week. And don't forget, we're gonna have a question, a curiosity question during the show. Look out for that curiosity question. Yeah, that's going to be awesome. Yeah, look out for that. And then coming next week on the show is not changing, but we're just going for next week. The show will be, the Blueprint will be on July the 3rd, from 7 to 8:30, a Saturday next week. Not 4th of July, but July the 3rd. We're going to have a Saturday night show. And my guest is going to be none other than Steve Vaccaro. Steve Vaccaro is going to be there. And I will be doing the show from North Carolina, from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Man, it's going to be a family cookout. And we're going to be hanging out there, man, having a good old time. And it's going to be awesome next week. And then following him on June the 11th, right, on June the 11th, we're going to have Milton Van. He's gifted, the gifted one, man, a preacher and a singer as well. And I don't know if we have some shout outs. We got some shout outs on there. Did you see any shout outs on there? Yeah, I think I had a couple of shout outs. I'm going to give a shout out to my godson, Jamal. Jamal Johnson, he graduated today from nursing school. Man, he's on another level now. We just finished celebrating with him. It was just awesome to be at the graduation. It was hot. I mean, literally it was hot, but it was a good graduation. It was great to see young people do well. Congratulations, Jamal, man. I love you. And that was awesome. Also, I have a shout out, Rye Benjamin, right? Remember that name, Rye Benjamin. He graduated from Mount Vernon High School. Started out with a full scholarship to UCLA, transferred to USC, and then joined the Nike track team. And he made the Olympics. You know, that's Rye Benjamin. He's going to be running the 400 at the Olympics in Japan. Rye, good luck. You had the second fastest time in the world this year, man, and that's awesome, man. And so that's my introduction. And now I want to show you a highlight of tonight's guest.
Bob Huggins at his alma mater earlier this year picked up his 800th career win.
Bob Huggins, who you think eventually will be a Hall of Famer, 826 wins.
870 wins. He is one of the best.
And Bob Huggins, career win number 899. One of America's elite coaches.
There was a hoop across the street from us, and every day we went over and he would shoot, and I was his rebounder. And I knew he was going to be a successful coach because if he had his target right here, and I threw it, now remember, I'm a second, third grader, and I hit him right here, he was all over me. He'd throw the ball back hard at me. That's all. I got the target here, you hit the target, and so on and so forth. So he's going to be able to tell people how to play if need be.
We have lived it since we were born, basically, because Dad always coached, and so we went to all the games, and I rebounded a lot for Bobby. He would say, "Come on, Lynn, let's go up to the gym. You could rebound for me for a while." It's like, "Oh, good. Okay, we will."
There wasn't much else that we did. I mean, honestly, my dad told us that if you don't play basketball, you're going to work, and none of us really like to work, so we played constantly.
That's all we've ever done. I mean, basketball has been our life from birth.
When I was growing up, that was my hero. I mean, he was the guy I looked up to. He was the guy who went on to college. He was Mom's favorite, which really, I don't know why, but he was.
There were 7 of us, so each one of us thought we were Mom's favorite. I personally think I still am, but Mom always wanted him to come back to West Virginia. I remember when he was at Cincinnati the first time and he thought about coming back, and she was so excited. She said, "We got to get our gold and blue. We've got to buy our clothes." Unfortunately, she passed away before he came back here, but she would be so proud of him.
That's always been his dream. I always knew we would end up back here sometime. We started here. First year we were married for a year, and then came back 30-some years later.
He loves Morgantown. He loves West Virginia. It would mean a lot to our dad's dad, our grandfather. He was very close to him.
He's always loved West Virginia, and I remember he used to sit on Pappy's lap and listen to the games and stuff, and he's always loved West Virginia.
It means everything to him, When we have so many stories, growing up out in Doug Hill, is where the house was. And he was here more than the rest of us. Dad had since moved to Ohio, and so most of us kind of grew up. But Bobby spent those formative years right here in Morgantown. He loves the game so much, and so he doesn't do it for accolades. When you talk to him, he's not talking about this or that. You talk to him about the being in the Basketball Hall of Fame. And if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it's not why he did it. He did it because of the love of the game and the love of teaching the game. That's his motivation.
I don't know if the wins mean anything. I mean, they do. But quite honestly, I think it's probably the relationships he develops with his players. They just have a great respect for each other. And I think that if you talk to most of his players, they're all going to pretty much say the same thing. He's hard, but he's doing it for you, and when it's all said and done, there's just a lot of respect between the two of them.
Those are like his sons, and he loves those guys like they're his sons. And so everyone thinks that he's this like loud guy, but he's so quiet at home, and he's so loving and with the dogs and with people, and just he's completely different than he is on the court.
Congratulations, Bobby. We're proud of you, we love you, and we knew you could do it.
I knew he was always going to get here, and I'm proud of you, and congratulations.
I'm so proud of him. I know more than anyone how hard that he has worked for this and how dedicated he is to this, and I mean, it was completely normal for me not to see him for a month growing up during July recruiting period. He's, really sacrificed a lot with his family and doing everything to get to the point that he is. So I'm just really proud of him.
Congratulations, Bobby. We're all proud of you. Mom would be super proud of you. Dad's proud of you too. And we love you. Always have and always will.
It's amazing. You really worked hard to get that. Keep on doing what you have been doing.
Bob, I want you to know how much this would mean to Mom. And how much it means to us just to watch you grow and to be what you wanted to be, a very good coach. And congratulations, and we love you.
That's awesome. That's my good friend, my teammate, my brother, Bobby Huggins. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Lowe's.
Man, that was awesome, man. I was watching that the other day, man. It was almost a tearjerker, man. I was like,
nah, it's hard for me not to have tears whenever, it's family,
Yeah.
The one thing I want to tell you, though, Lowe's, it's a good thing you didn't go over that gym with Michael.
Oh, man.
If you were looking for a humbling experience, that might have been it. But
yeah, it might have been it. Mate. Well, I always say about Michael, right? As I watched him over the years, and why people always ask me who I think the greatest of all time was, and why I think Michael is the greatest of all time. Because in all the time that I've watched Michael, I've never seen a guy play with that kind of intensity and energy for every second, minute, quarter, game, overtime, with the same intensity and same energy and passion. Every game. I don't know one game that I watched Michael that he didn't take any seconds off. And that's for me. And I'm competitive, and I like to think I play with a intensity, but not to the level or degree that he did. So, yeah. But we would have had a little going on there. It'd have been a little pushing and shoving and stuff like that.
I saw him play one-on-one with Michael Jackson. That was a mismatch.
Of course it was. Hey, before we get rolling, I want to pop on somebody to say hello to you. She was a little nervous. We finally got her on, but we want to bring her on there. Yeah, my mom wants to say hello.
How you doing?
Hi, Bobby. How you doing?
You know what? Lowe's didn't even send me a cake or anything for doing this, and I know you had one ready. I know you had one ready for me.
She said that the other day. She said, "Oh, I'm going to have to now make him a cake or a pie." Oh, man. So.
Well, you're looking good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
thank
you sure are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last time we was down in the city. Did you share?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Oh man.
It's kind of like I didn't really want to, but I had to pass the ball to Lowe's once in a while. Same way with the cake, you know. I didn't really want to pass any, but I did.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate the pass. So
looking forward to the team again.
We're going to have a chance. I think we've lost some guys. We lost some guys to graduation. I think we're probably going to lose one to the NBA, but I think we're pretty good.
You're gonna be okay. You stay on them like you've been staying on with that finger. You'll be all right.
I'm gonna do the best I can.
Right. So Mom, I want to say thank you for coming on. You finally figured it out. We were at the last minute trying to figure it out. You jumped on. You look great.
My sister Joyce, thank God to her.
Yes. Well, we think on Joyce.
All right.
All right.
Love you, Bob.
Love you too.
Yeah, that's awesome. He was trying to get on. I said, "You want to come on?" She's like, "No, I don't know how to get on." She figured it out, and she jumped on. She wanted to say hello to you.
She was on. I think her and I were on the same plan. I was struggling as well.
Oh man, I thought this would be easy for you.
No, I got Ryan Stanton over here. He's our video guy, and he does all that stuff. I don't.
And so you just get on.
I just get on and try not to screw up.
Yeah. So Bobby, talk to me a little bit about, well, video kind of says it all, but hearing it from your mouth, man, there are three things that, I try to focus on, especially in the midst of this pandemic, is when I started right in the midst of the pandemic, man, just to try to give people some hope and encouragement. And a lot of the people that I interview had wonderful and powerful stories. And, nobody starts off from, everybody thinks everybody just gets a silver spoon and we just start off and we become successful. But there's always a process, right? And there's always ups and downs and tests and trials. So talk to me a little bit about is three questions that I like to focus on. Number one is the importance of family, the importance of education, and the importance of faith.
Well, I didn't have a choice in any of those, to be honest with you. The video had my brothers and sisters on there, and as you can see, I had 2 brothers and 4 sisters, or as my dad once said, they asked him about the team and all that, and then they said, "How many children do you have?" And he said, 2 boys and 4 others. So y'all got to listen to the 4 others as well.
Right.
But, yeah, Lowe's, we lived in a trailer. We had 7 kids in a trailer. 7 kids in a trailer. Boys slept in one bedroom. Girls slept in the other bedroom. My mom and dad had a bedroom to themselves. And as my sisters used to say all the time, you don't want to be the 7th kid in the tub.
Yeah.
So, and we never really thought we were poor. We were, but we didn't really think about it because virtually everybody around us was poor. So, you're just happy to wake up every day, and as long as I had that ball and that ball kept bouncing, and I had a place to shoot it, I was happy. I was loved basketball, loved everything about it, and had the good fortune of being able to. I screwed up. I went to Ohio University for a year and then transferred back to West Virginia. The guy that I went to play for retired is the reason that I really left, because I loved that guy. He was one of the great guys and one of the great people that I've ever been around. A guy named Jim Snyder, great coach at Ohio University. So then I transferred back to West Virginia and back home where I could go up the holla, and sit with my grandfather, who really was the male influence in my life.
Wow.
A great man, great Christian man. Built a church, Lowe's. If you remember going out to Saberton and that First Baptist church up on the hill.
Oh, yeah.
My grandfather built that.
Wow.
So, just love being around him. and listening to him. And tell you a funny story, Lo. So I went out when I was a little kid. I said, "Pappy, can you put up a hoop for me?" And he said, "Yeah, where you want it?" And now it really wasn't a driveway; it was ashes and stuff. But it went downhill from the garage down to the road. And so Pappy put the rim on upside down. And I'm like, "Pappy, I think you put it on upside down." He said, "Well, it'll go in easier this way, Bobby." and then you had to, you couldn't shoot from up above because I was out there by myself the majority of the time. You had to shoot down the hill. So the ball bounced back to you. If you was up the hill, you had to chase it into the creek. So.
Yeah, no. I'm saying what we do for basketball. Were you interested in any other sports?
I played baseball. I probably was the only ninth grader to start on a little league team in Morgantown history. Probably we won the city championship and all that, and then my dad decided it was time to move, and so we moved to Ohio. But I played football. Played football till a guy hit me after the whistle, and I had a severe concussion. And my dad, what really concerned my dad was I missed the first 2 weeks of practice, and he was the coach.
Okay.
It wasn't so much a concussion; it was that I missed a practice. So that pretty much ended my football career. But wow. Yeah, I loved other sports. Ran track, did the whole thing.
Yeah, no, nobody's doing that anymore. Nobody's doing baseball, football, basketball, and running track no more.
No.
and we have all the technology, all the performance, all the coaches, to be able, all the nutrition to take care of our bodies, but we're really doing that. So,
well, you know what, Lowe's, here's and this is and I tell our guys this, and I talk about this quite a bit, probably right or wrong, but when we grew up, you had to go to the playground to play. You didn't go in a gym. There wasn't anybody in there, choosing up sides or you didn't have AAU. You didn't have all that. You went to the playground. And so I think you had to learn to play right at the playground, because if you didn't, they wouldn't pick you.
Wow.
Particularly when you're a young guy, and you're trying. I learned real quick going to the playground. I knew who the best player on the playground was, and I threw him the ball every time I touched it, because I knew he would pick me, and he'd pick me, and I'd play on a team that probably because of him didn't lose as much, and I didn't have to sit over there and watch, while the other people getting their deal. And I remember going to Akron and playing with Gus Johnson and Nate Thurman and Dick Snyder and all the Cleveland Cavaliers, Austin Carr.
Wow.
And the one hoop was 11 feet and the other one was about 9.5. And for some reason, the Cavs always got the 9.5 foot hoop. But it was at Talmadge Junior High School. And I mean, everybody in the whole area, Akron, Canton, guys down from Cleveland, and on Sunday nights, man, that was where you went and played. So I'm blessed, man. I've been fortunate enough to be around great people and great players really my whole life, and so I'm fortunate. I thank God every day for giving me the opportunity that He's given me and letting me have the opportunities that I had growing up.
So let me get this straight. So you passed the ball to the guy who could help you win the game, but when I came in the game,
you dribbled it too much, man. You dribbled it too much. I threw it. The guy actually, if he got double teamed, he threw it back to me. You just trying to prove you could dribble between two guys, So.
So it was my dribbling that I couldn't get a shot.
No, it was the length of your dribble. I didn't care if you dribbled, but
Oh man, you're too funny. So hey, I remember what was your thoughts when I got signed to West Virginia? What was your thoughts when I came as a player?
We were all excited. We were all excited. I mean, Coach Amy told us everything about you, and we were excited, Lowe's. We wanted to win. You know, we had been very average, and to get, you know, more and better guys in was exciting to us. I mean, I don't think, and you know, we played with great guys. Tony Robertson could really play. I mean, he could really play, and you know, Tony probably should have been a 10-year pro. I mean, he had the size, he had the athleticism, he sure had the jump shot. And we played with maybe two of the better big guys that ever play at this university, and Warren Baker and Maurice Robinson. So, you know, we were blessed, and we thought we had a chance to do something special. And the year before you got there is when Georgetown threw in a 3/4 court shot to beat us. Yeah. John Thompson told me one time we were up in Georgetown. He said, "I got a picture of you on my wall." I said, "No, you don't." He said, "Bobby, I'm telling you, I got a picture of you on my wall." And I said, "Coach, I'm not believing it." He said, "Well, next time you're up there, I'll show you." So I was up there for an AAU event. He took me in the office, and sure enough, there's a picture of me on the wall. I'm catching the ball as it's coming through the net to beat us by 1, which would have put us in the NCAA tournament instead of put Georgetown in the NCAA tournament. He said, "See there, I didn't tell you what kind of picture it was. I just told you the picture of you."
Yeah. So tell me, in your 3 years at West Virginia, right?
Yeah, I was there 4 because I redshirted a year.
Okay.
So I played 3.
Yeah, in those 4 years, talk to me about some of the special moments that you had as a player.
It was special to me every time I got on the floor. You know, Los, I had kind of a roller coaster deal. You know, going to Ohio U and then transferring, and then we weren't very good. And I'm the red shirt guy, so you know you play a lot freer when you're the red shirt guy. You don't have to get in the game. So I'm making shots and probably taking shots I shouldn't take and still making them. And so the coaching staff was excited. Then, you know, as my luck would have it, then they got fired.
Yeah.
So, they got fired, and Coach Gardner came in with Coach Amick and Coach Retchai, and it was a totally different style. It was Coach Moran told me, when they shoot it, you run the other end. We're going to throw it ahead to you. Just shoot it. And I thought, man, don't get any better than that, Los.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't get any better than that. Then I go from that to, you know, being Coach Gardner's system, which was a little slower. Well, a lot slower, and we had really good players. We didn't do a great job of using them. And we played when you go back and look, we played a really good schedule. We played a lot of really quality teams. So
yeah, and back then I don't think you guys are independent.
We were independent, and then they went in what was it called, the Eastern 8?
Eastern 8, yes.
Then it was the Eastern 8, yeah.
Yeah.
So we played all up and down the East Coast. It really was kind of the forerunner of the Big East. Really is kind of what it ended up being, because we got to play in the Garden every year. You know, really exciting, and played in Boston Garden, and you know, so that part of it was really a lot of fun.
Yeah, I remember seeing you guys at the Garden in my senior year. You guys came up and practiced at the high school, and I got a chance to go see you guys at the Garden.
Played Rutgers, who was undefeated that year.
Yeah, right.
The Final Four. Yeah.
Yeah. They had Phil Sellers,
Mike Dabney,
Eddie Jordan, Hollis Copeland.
Yeah.
They
James Bailey.
Please don't mention James Bailey.
James Bailey blocked some shots now.
Ooh, man, and we'll dunk on you. I mean, the alley-oop from James Bailey, Jammin' James.
Yep.
I hated hearing that name. Yeah. And so tell me, because I didn't really see it, I just heard it. We were playing in, I think, what's the place Duquesne played in?
Civic Center.
Civic Center. Yeah, I just remember, looking the other way and then turning back, and there was BB Flannery laid out on the floor.
That wasn't in the Civic Center, though.
That wasn't the Civic Center?
That was in the Coliseum.
In the Coliseum? Yeah. And that Coliseum floor is hard.
I hit it quite a few times. I'm very aware. Yeah.
All I remember is waiting for the ball to come in, and I heard Coach say something, and I turned to look to see what he was saying, and then I thought you threw me the ball, and I heard something hit the floor, and I turned around, and there was BB Flannery, too proud to speak. I mean, it was just. I was like, oh.
Well, I don't think I was going to throw you the ball. Actually,
you was out of bounds, man. You had to throw me the ball. You at least had to get a pass out of bounds from out of bounds.
Yeah. Begrudgingly, I did.
Yeah. I love you, man. I love you no matter what.
Hey, man, I tell you, Lowe's, I think, coming back here as the coach and getting to see everybody again, and then when we have the former players back, I'm telling you, it's a great deal. And I mean, I'm blessed here that Bake lives right up the road. Maurice lives maybe 5 minutes from me, and Junius preaches every morning. So the three big guys that we had during my time here are all right here in town and all doing extremely well. And two of the three asking for tickets every game,
Yeah, I know they are. And so that's a good thing, man. You just mentioned coming back to Morgantown and having the opportunity to coach. So talk to me a little bit about the transition from a player into a coach. I mean, I knew you loved to play, but the passion for coaching, I mean, did it happen right away? And yeah, talk a little bit about coaching, man, because you've been awesome, man, over these years. From you started out where? And
started out here. My dad was a coach, so I was always around coaches. I was always, my dad would go see the great high school coaches in the tri-state area, and had to have somebody ride with him. So I was always drafted to ride with them. But Lowe's, honestly, I thought about going to law school, and then I got a tryout with the 76ers and stayed a lot longer than probably I deserved to stay. And by the time they cut me, unceremoniously, I might add, by the time I got cut with the number 1 pick and the number 2 pick in me. All three of us got whacked at the same time. But I came back here and I had no idea what to do or what I was going to do. And I had just gotten married, actually. June and I had just gotten married, and Coach Gardner said, "Why don't you be a GA for me?" And I said, "That's great. I'll do that." So I was like the gopher for a while, and then one of our guys wasn't doing what he was supposed to do, and Coach said, "I want you to go do this." So I ended up as a GA. I was doing a lot of recruiting. I was doing the majority of the scouting. I mean, they really gave me the leeway to do a lot of things. So, that was great for me. And then Coach Gardner got fired, and Coach Catlett came in, and it was time for me to leave. And so I was fortunate to go to Ohio State for 2 years and did the same thing, did all the scouting, did a lot of recruiting, and was around great players. Herb Williams was there. Kelvin Ramsey was there. Granville Waiters we recruited. And my brother went to school there. My youngest brother went to school there. So, I mean, it was that was great for me for 2 years, and I wanted to be a head coach. So I went to Walsh and took a humongous pay cut. That's when I found out that the Brotherhood of Christian Instruction, they were cheaper than the priest. I could have got more money from the priest than I got from the Brotherhood of Christian Instruction. But I was there, and I knew I had to be really good, or I wouldn't be able to move. And I wanted to keep moving up, and so we went from having the worst team that anyone's ever seen to the best team that they've ever had there or ever probably will have. We're 34-1 and lost in the national championship. So, yeah, man, I've been blessed. I've been blessed, and things just kind of fell my way. And I went from there to Central Florida as an assistant at Central Florida and was really, really frustrated. And I go home one night, and my wife said, "There's a guy on the phone who wants to talk to you." So I get it. All he said was, "Are you ready to come home?" And I said, "Who is this?" He said, "That's not the question I asked you. I asked you, are you ready to come home?" I said, "Yes, sir." I didn't where I mean, home was, Coast Guard. So I said, "Yes, sir." And he said, "Okay." He said, "I'll get back with you." And that was it. And it was the president of the University of Akron, Dominic Gazzetta. And then he called me a little later and he said, "Listen, I'm making this choice. Don't worry about what anybody says or what you read. You're my guy. You're going to be my coach." And because he had seen me coach at Walsh.
Wow.
Down the road in Canton, Ohio. So, yeah, man, I've been blessed.
So you mentioned June, right? And and remember, I was before the wedding. Now, I don't know why. I always think about this all the time. Why would we go swimming before your wedding? That's
because it was so hot outside and we were playing ball. The question is, why did Junius jump in when he couldn't swim? That's the question.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, Loves, listen to this. This is great. So I'm in church one day, right? And his sermon is centered around me knocking him out so I could drag him in from drowning. Because if you remember, he had Dana Parno underwater. I mean, Dana was about to drown. And they tell you in life-saving, if you can't, if they're going to wrestle with you and fight with you and somebody's going to die, I mean, you got to punch them. So you pop up and you punch him. And I hit him in the jaw as hard as I could hit him. And thank God I knocked him out and then kind of drug both of them in there. And that was his sermon. And I'm sitting there thinking, dude, you got to have something better than this.
Hey, first of all, I couldn't. I didn't know why we were playing basketball on the day of your wedding. I didn't know why we went swimming in a lake.
Yep.
Right. And I remember when Junior said, when we were swinging off that rope and diving in the lake and, swimming around, and Junior said, "How deep is this?" And we said it's about 7. Somebody said it's about 7 feet. He said, like, I'm 6'11", man, so I could just touch the bottom and just pop up.
Well, who do you think said it? I remember who said it. Tommy Roberts.
Yeah, he listened to Tommy, man. We got some land for juniors. and then I was in the water, and I remember seeing Junius grab the rope, and I remember getting out the water. I said, "Look, Junius is not going to kill me when he comes up out that water." I seen a little 8-year-old kid almost choke a lifeguard who knew what he was doing, man. And when Junius hit that water, and I seen him come out slamming that water like he's slamming it like an octopus. And then I seen Dana trying to help him.
Dana was going to try to save him.
Yeah, and then I seen him choking Dana, and he started turning red. And then I seen you jump in, and he's trying to grab you. He said, "Oh no, this is not going to happen." And then that pop came. Pop.
I was a lifeguard. I was a lifeguard there for I don't know how long, but I was a lifeguard there. I had all that lifeguard training.
Wow. It wasn't funny at the time. It's just funny now. But I don't know why Junius would pick that as a sermon.
I think Pern still has dreams about
it. I think so too. Oh man. Let's see if we have. We're going to pop somebody on real quick. Let's see if we have any guys back there to pop on to say hello to you. Nobody? Oh, nobody's there. So we're going to keep talking, man. Man, I've really enjoyed watching you coach over the years from Cincinnati. You had some great players at Cincinnati, and then great players at West Virginia, right? And you've been very, very close, right? What's the difference between when we were playing and today's players?
I think the speed of the game. When you think back, Lowe's, of when we played, there was no clock. That you didn't have to worry about. You didn't have to worry about the clock. You didn't have to. There was no 3-point line. The game was a lot slower. I mean, it's hard to admit that. That it was a lot slower when we played, but it was a lot slower. Scores were a lot lower. Because of the clock, you have to shoot it faster. Because of the 3-point line, you score more points. I think that's the biggest difference, and quite honestly, probably put more athletes on the floor than we did back then. We had guys that knew how to play basketball but weren't very athletic.
Right.
Now it's become, if you're not athletic, it's really hard to play.
Yeah, I think I was, kind of one of those first wave of the athletes coming into, and I think Joe was pretty athletic too, and
Joe was very athletic,
and so was Dennis Hosey.
Yeah, but I mean, so was Maurice. So was Tony. They were. I mean, but then we had other guys. You weren't there when Stan was there. Stan wasn't very athletic, but he knew how to play and could score. I think that the year before my redshirt year, the year I set out, we were really, really non-athletic. You take Bake out of the equation, we were very non-athletic. But I think that's a large part of it is the rule changes. I think have changed the game, and certainly the athleticism has changed the game. Because I went to the 76ers and there was I thought there was 100 guys there to start with, and wasn't, but there was a bunch, and slowly guys get cut, and I'm thinking every time I'm going to get cut, and I didn't get cut, and then I stayed, which I never thought I would stay until the real guys came in. And like I said, it was the first pick, the second pick, and me. And now I'm out there with Doug Collins. I'm out there with World Be Free. I'm out there with Henry. I'm out there with Dr. J. And all of a sudden, man, you're like, holy cow! There's no. You can dream all you want to dream, but I mean, at some point in time, reality says these dudes are really, really good. What's his name? Major Jones. I mean, that dude's like hitting his head on the rim, trying to block shots. Bobby Jones was there. I mean, it was just they were, and they had just lost. If you remember, they had just lost to Portland for the world championship, and they should have been world champions. And so I was there for a few days with those guys, not very long. I don't know, 2 or 3 days or whatever it was, And this is what I love about the NBA. So we're in a locker room, the number 1 pick, the number 2 pick, and me. So we're sitting in there, and the trainer opens the door, and he said, "Ewans," like they say in Philly, he said, "Ewans want to know who made it, who didn't make it." And both those guys are like, "Hey, man, just tell us who made it." And he said, "None of you MFers." and he turns and runs out. And everybody's kind of laughing, because he was a jokester. And they called him the Fonz because he looked like Henry Winkler, on happy days. So they called him the Fonz. And so they're kind of, and then these two guys are like looking around like, he ain't coming back. So now they go out there, run them down the hall, trying to find somebody to talk to, like, what's going on here. And couldn't find anybody. It was at Ursinus College. And while they run out, I'm picking up mementos. I'm getting some shorts, top and stuff, so I can have a memento for this for when people say, you really weren't with the Sixers. Yeah, I was. Look. Then the next thing they say, Lowe's, is that ain't gonna fit you now. I didn't say it was gonna fit me. Yeah.
Oh man.
But that's how we got cut, man. I mean, and everybody thinks, it's those guys are really, really, really good. I mean, and I know you played in the league for a while, and I mean, those dudes they're so athletic, they're so skilled. I mean, I watched Doug Collins. It was like watching someone shoot pool. I mean, he'd throw it off the backboard. He'd spin it one way, he'd spin it the other way. He was phenomenal at scoring the ball going at the rim.
Yeah, that's one of the toughest things to share with potential student athletes. For them to get serious, particularly when you're talking about AAU and youth boys and girls clubs, and how good you really have to be, number one, to just get on your high school team, and then to be good enough for somebody to turn around and say, I want to give you a scholarship. You have to be really special. And then to be able to get that scholarship and then realize that, I mean, everybody that's on that college team with that scholarship has potential and gifts just like you do. Everybody. I mean, they're not just giving away scholarships.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then when you leave, when you do well there and you have the opportunity to get drafted, man, the game speeds up, the physicality, the mental side of the game, speed and quickness of the game. And it's like you're playing chess. People are thinking 2 and 3 moves ahead. You have to be very special to get that opportunity. And most people don't know that.
Yeah. And, Lowe's, I'm watching the playoffs, and you're listening to the announcers and I mean, they act like, guys are never supposed to miss a three. and it's amazing how good those guys are and how deep they can shoot it from. And it's a shot. It's not a wind up throw. And they're, I guess you'd call them foremen. Go over and stand in the corner, wait for their guy to run and help. They throw it to them, they shoot it in.
Yeah.
It's amazing their skill level. I mean, they awesome athleticism, but their skill level, and they don't, the guys that stick around, the great ones can do kind of what they want. The good ones, they got to do what they're good at, or they're not going to be around. They're going to get moved, and I think that's what happens. A lot of guys get moved because they think they're better than what they are. They try to do things they can't do. And then pretty soon they're traded, and that's why you see guys on 4, 5, 6 different teams, because everybody says, "Dang, he's got all that athleticism. He can make a three." The problem is he's not satisfied doing that.
Yeah, and Lionel Hollins, a good friend of mine, Lionel. He was coaching the Nets at that time, and he was trying to tell the players on his team, "Look, if you could just do this." If you could just guy about 6'8", 6'9", if you would just do this, rebound the ball and make the layup when you get the opportunity, you'll have a long career in this league. And if he would just do those things, but he wanted to be a starter, right? And he was a long way from being a starter. He wanted to be an all-star, right? But he would have been a special player in the league if he just, like you said, did what he could do, And he said it was so hard coaching those kids, those young men, those men at that level about how to stay in the league.
It's a lot of the same with us. I mean, you're trying to explain to 19, 20-year-olds who have 106 people in their ear that if you can't dribble, don't dribble. If you're a catch and shoot guy, be a catch and shoot guy. Because there's guys that have had long careers in the NBA that are catch and shoot guys. Look at the guys that they played off of Michael. And those guys end up, now you see them on highlight films.
Yep.
All they did was catch a pass from Michael and shoot it.
That's right. Yeah.
But they did what they could do. And it's hard to convince guys. They're looking for obviously the few that can do a lot of things. But then after that, they're looking to make their team better. And their team's going to be better if they can surround those really special guys with guys who can make shots. And I think that's what the Bulls did. I mean, because Michael didn't play with a lot of all-stars now, but he played with a lot of guys who knew their role, played their role, and played it very well.
Yeah.
But it's hard to explain to guys that if you're going to play in the NBA, you got to do something great.
Yeah.
But you don't have to do everything great. So stop trying to do everything and just do what you do. And then, people will notice.
Yeah, they will. So real quick, I got a couple of guys to pop on here. There go Dennis. Dennis, what's up, man?
How you doing?
The pride of Western Pennsylvania. Look at him.
Oh, man. Where's, I think Junius is here, too. Where's Junius at?
I'm here, Lowe's.
What's up, man?
Hey, Lou. We were talking about that sermon you gave about, you trying to drown Dana and me having to punch you in the jaw. I told Lowe's you made a sermon out of that.
Listen, every good pastor has great material.
Oh, man. But Hug said he didn't know that you were going to be this. He was going to be the sermon, though. He didn't know that.
Oh, listen, I got a few more I haven't yet preached yet.
Oh, man. So
I believe that.
Hey, Junius, what was the title of the sermon?
This morning?
The one about punching you in the jaw.
Oh, now that one, I can't even remember now. Probably has something to do with grace.
Grace and mercy.
Or goodness and mercy following me all the days of my silly life back then.
Oh, man. So Junius, what were you thinking when you got on that rope?
Well, listen, all I know is that I had watched everybody else have such a great time. And I said, you know what? I don't like large bodies of water. I'm a jacuzzi guy, hot tub, showers. But I said, I'm going to give this thing a try. And all I can remember is I just kept going down. And I remember
Froze up.
Bad internet.
Junius froze.
Yeah, Junius froze up.
Yeah, just like in a real game.
I was going to ask him when's the last time he listened to Tommy.
Oh man. So oh man. Hey, hopefully he never listen to Tommy again. First of all, I wouldn't listen to Tommy. So Dennis, coming into the reunion this year, man.
Is there gonna be one?
Yeah, we're gonna have one.
You gonna have one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be there. Enjoy listening to you guys reminisce.
Yeah. Appreciate it. Just want you to.
Learned a lot of things today that I didn't know.
Yeah.
Hey, did you recruit Clark Kellogg for the Ohio State?
I was one of them.
I remember Gail Callis saying this guy in high school named Clark Kellogg could start for the Cleveland Cavaliers today. Ohio State just signed him.
Probably could have.
Yeah, I remember that very vividly.
Probably could have.
Yeah. But I want to pop you guys on, man, for memory's sake.
Lou's back on. Lou's back on, Lowe's.
I see Lou.
We had a question, Lou. Lowe's and I had a question. When's the last time you listened to Tommy Roberts?
Wow. Hey, true story. Somebody asked me just about a day ago where Tommy Roberts was from, and I could not remember. I was guessing. I said possibly, where was it? West Mifflin?
No.
Swissville, I believe, wasn't it?
Swissville. He's from Swissville. Swissville. That's where all the betting stuff started. All the Boston College scandal.
Wow.
It started in Swissville. I always thought Tommy might have had something to do with it, but
I was up there in Monroeville and Swissville just this past week at a conference, and wow, I had forgotten that was his hometown.
Yep. Yeah. Did you stop in Spatino's? That's where Tommy said he used to hang out.
I was in church the whole week, so I don't even.
Oh man! So I just wanted to pop you guys on, man, because this is memories, man. You know what I'm saying? This is memories, and we had such great times together, man. So I just real quickly, in terms of, in a couple of minutes, we're going to do a little salute to a tribute to Joe. And I mean, anything you guys, Dennis and Lou, Junius, want to say anything in regards to Joe?
Yeah, I was listening to talking about great athletes, and you were saying he was pretty good, and Huggins was saying he was a really good athlete. Joe was one of the fastest guys when we ran track. I remember Joe, just the speed that guy had. And when we were doing layup lines for the first time, and I saw Joe do a 360, we all did a double. Like, Joe, you can do a 360? He's like, Joe.
Yeah, that's his favorite.
Yeah. Joe's great athlete, sacrificed, his game. Joe's a scorer back here. But down in school, he was a facilitator, primarily the ULOs, throwing you those lobs. And, family, man. You remember his parents and so that's what I remember most about Joe, just how great of an athlete he was, and, a family guy Joe was. Somebody would do anything for anybody. So we used to run.
You're absolutely right. I mean, his mom and dad would wait after the games until the last one of us came up out of the locker room to say hello. And that was usually always, I think, me and Lowe's. We were probably the last two to come out of the locker room. But I have been blessed to be a part of that family, as you guys have as well. True story, 3 years ago, his nephew Ryan Wise got married in Parkersburg, and he had asked me to officiate the wedding. And this was coming towards the end where his body was really giving him a lot of trouble. And I watched his wife Linda pull up to the church, and I watched her help him get out of the car. And I can remember I had back spasms that day, but when I saw him will himself to be there, I just pushed him everywhere he needed to be. And to look out there in the audience that Saturday and to see him sitting front and center, knowing that he willed his body to be there for his family, to be a part of his nephew's wedding, to this day, it would be one of my greatest memories of Joe. And certainly we could talk about all of his basketball accolades and all of that, but he was such a great person. I love him. In fact, this coming weekend, I'm going to marry his niece, Haley Wise, and the three siblings here in town, with the three nieces and nephews here in town, and they've all asked me to marry them, and I do it as a tribute to him. I do it as a tribute to his mom and dad and the love they had for all of us, and it's a great legacy. Lowe's and Dennis and I were there at his funeral and got to be a part of that. I mean, you couldn't have asked for a better teammate.
Yeah. So I want to say thank you guys for coming on, and I want to also say hello on behalf of Coach Amick. I was just talking to Brent, texting. We were texting back and forth, and he's watching right now. He's watching the show. Coach Amick is, and he wanted me to tell you guys hello.
Hey, Coach.
Hello, Coach Amick.
So, again, thanks a lot for coming on, man. I appreciate you guys.
Take care.
Well, thanks for the invitation. Love you guys.
No problem. Yeah. So, Hugs, I got one more. Let's see. I think I got one more on. Can we pop on? Coming on, man. I appreciate you guys.
Take care.
Yeah, look who we got on. And also, we got one more person, too. Yeah.
Hey, Deb.
Where's Sydney at? There goes Sydney. What?
We got one more on. Can we pop on? Coming on, man. I appreciate you.
We got a little feedback here.
Yeah, look who we got on. And also, we got one more person, too.
Yeah. Got Debbie and Haley on.
There goes Sydney.
We got a little playback. Sid, I just want to say hello to Hugs, man. It's been a minute.
Back here.
Doc, what happened to your hair?
Man, you got it chopped off yesterday. Hello there, ladies.
We got a little playback. Sid, I just want to say hello to Hugs, man. It's been a minute.
Yeah, we're getting a little playback here.
Doc, what happened to your hair?
You guys can't hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I can hear you good, Doc.
Okay, so yeah, went to the barber yesterday, Hugs. I called you the day before. I mean, if you saw me yesterday, you would have said, "What are you doing with a fro?"
I bet it don't cost. I bet it don't cost as much as it used to, huh, Doc?
Yes, $35. What are you talking about?
Wow. So Sydney, I
apologize, gentlemen, for getting on late.
Yeah, I just want to pop you on to say hello, man.
Not a problem. I'm gonna get off. Good seeing
All right,
you,
man.
Lowe's. Enjoy.
Yeah. All right. See you at the reunion.
Hey, Doc, come back to the reunion, man.
When is it?
I don't know. I don't know, but you know what? If you quit moving around so much, I'd have an address. I could get it to you.
Oh, man.
Hey, Doc, serious. Drop me a note with your address. I'll get everything to you.
All right, I'll do that.
Okay.
Good seeing you. Take care.
All right, Sid. Man, I'll see you in August, man. Yeah. So Debbie was on there. Debbie and Haley was on. Oh, yeah, these guys are back.
Okay.
So, you guys give me a moment here. I want to do a little tribute to Joe. And, yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Let's show that video here.
Hi, Bobby.
Hey, Deb, how are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Wow. Yeah.
That was beautiful, Lowe's.
Well, I think my wife, I can't take any credit for that, for putting it all together. I sent the pictures and, we wanted to do something special because, Haley, we know you're getting married, right? And,
Yes. Yes.
and we can't physically be there, but we wanted to be there in spirit. And I know that Joe is there in spirit.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And he, I know he'd be proud of you. Definitely.
Thank you.
So, yeah, we want to pop you on hugs.
That was my little brother, Los.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you a quick story. I was at the camp. Bobby invited me down to to bring Losey, my oldest son, down to the basketball camp in Morgantown. And so before I got down, I went to Edinboro Community College in Pennsylvania. I dropped off Isaiah, my youngest son, who played wheelchair basketball. So we dropped him off at the camp, and then we went to the West Virginia basketball camp. And on the way back to pick up Isaiah, I called Joe, and Joe said, "Let's meet." And I told him I was coming back through Pennsylvania, and then we did meet, and we met at a restaurant, and and I got there kind of early, and then Joe got there, and when he got out the car, we both got out of the car because he said on the phone that he was here. So he got out the car, and I was looking around for Joe, and I didn't know Joe had white hair. I only remember Joe. I only remember her dark hair. So I'm looking across the car. I'm looking at this guy who looks like Joe, and I'm thinking like, he said, "Lowe's, how you doing?" Like that. And then I went over, and I'm like, just, what's up with the hair? What happened? And I remember had a great time. We had a great time then. And Joe was, everybody who made the comments, Junius, Dennis, beyond basketball, Joe's just awesome person. And I don't know if you knew that, he used to pick my youngest son up, Isaiah, from the airport and take him to Edinboro. And then occasionally him and Linda used to drive up and have lunch with Isaiah. Wow. It's Isaiah's first time away from home as a little 18-year-old kid in a wheelchair, in an unknown place. And, and I thank Joe for that. And then Losey was doing fences with Denzel Washington. He was Denzel's stand-in, understudy and stand-in. And Losey got a chance to come over for dinner many times. He was there for like 3 months. Mm-hmm. And he used to go and keep me updated on Joe. It was just a special moment he had with my kids. And then my youngest daughter is a college coach she's at Fairfield, but she was at another school in Lafayette, and she used to say, "I'm going to need a restaurant," and I was looking for restaurants in Pittsburgh because they had to play against the University of Pittsburgh. I said, "Oh, call Joe." And of course, Joe found her the restaurants and attended the games, man. Yeah, man. And I could be on here all night talking about the times we had. But
well, he loved both of you, and you were his brothers, and you're my brothers too.
Yes, of course.
And this one, that was beautiful. That was just beautiful.
Yes, I love that. Thank you.
Yeah. That makes it special, very special. Mm-hmm.
Well, he's watching over you, you guys, and he's there. We can't physically see him, but spiritually, he's there. And I'm sure, like these memories, these things that when we talk about him, we keep him alive.
Mm-hmm. We talk about him every day.
yeah, true. Oh man.
Every day. He was so special. Like he was just a wonderful brother and a wonderful uncle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was just awesome. I don't think Bobby passed him the ball either when he was.
Well, Maurice and I were out the other day for lunch, and he was talking to me, and he said that he got some really good passes from Joey. And I said, well, I was the one that practiced with him. And I was the one that gave him the alley-oops and everything. And so the reason why you guys got good passes really because of me.
But what happened, Debbie, the truth of the matter is Joe passed the ball to me because Lowe's and Tony were screwing the game up. So Jody figured we put the two white guys in and one of them could make a shot. So that's how all that went down.
There you go.
Oh man. Hey, Bobby, you know this is live, right? We don't want to get into how you lost the recruit, right?
Which one? Could have been quite a few, Lowe's.
Yeah. Oh man, all I could say that from the day that I arrived on campus at West Virginia and meeting Debbie and meeting Bobby as a teammate, man, is an awesome time in my life. Time I'll never forget. And Bobby, I thank you for bringing me and the guys back. Because I think who was the coach before you?
Gail.
No, I think the coach from Michigan.
Oh, that's right, John Beeline.
Beeline was there, and I hadn't gone back. Only other than I visited Junius one time, and I hadn't been invited back. And Coach Beeline invited me back. That's when I first started coming back. And I remember when you took the job at West Virginia, you gave me a call and said, man, we're going to have plenty of reunions. And I want to say I thank you for that, because it gave me an opportunity to come back and, see all the alumnus before me, see all the guys who are currently there, and to see you guys again, to see Debbie and at the time Joe was coming down, man, those were life moments for me. And so I want to say thank you.
Well, Bobby, you need to tell Lowe's who said you were going to be back here.
You did.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I don't remember that.
When was it?
I remember everything you say, Deb.
Okay, but really, I said that. Do you remember?
I know you did. I remember. I don't remember where, but I remember you saying it.
Well, I said it to you, and it was at one of those basketball camps.
At the rec. It was at the rec.
Oh, it was.
It's at the rec center.
Yeah.
The rec center basketball camp. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Lowe's was there that day.
I know.
Yeah, I was there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're so lucky to have you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, and Joe was. I know you guys know Joe was in groomsman in my wedding.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're gonna be 38 years in August.
I'm gonna tell you a funny Joe story. So, I went up and saw Lowe's. I went up and saw Joe, and I called Mo and I said, "You need to go up with me," and so we go up. So we're sitting there, and Mo keeps looking over. There was a bunch of bottles of booze sitting there. Mo's like looking over to it, and I said, Joe, why you're not drinking those? Why would you buy those bottles? And Linda, she was in the kitchen. She walks in from the kitchen. She said, he doesn't buy it for the liquor, Bobby. He buys it if he likes the bottle and thinks the bottle's pretty. That's why he buys it. He just likes to look at the bottle.
That's true. That's true. I think he bought Mo a bottle of something that he wanted, and he brought it back for him.
Mo bought something?
Yeah.
No.
He bought him that. Yeah.
No, Mo didn't buy anything.
No. Joey bought it for him.
Oh, Joe bought it for Mo? Now I believe that.
Now you know that Mo didn't look at that bottle. Mo probably drink that bottle. He's not looking at that bottle. He's not thinking about how cute that bottle is. Man, this is awesome. So Haley's getting married on July the 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Now, 2 years ago is going to be 2 years, 4th of July. My oldest daughter, Michelle, got married on 4th of July.
Oh.
Yeah, on 4th of July. That was an awesome time. And here we are in June the 18th. It was my grandson's first birthday. And she's due again in November.
Oh, wow, that's wonderful.
Yeah, and I think I don't know if you met Sherelle when she was getting her master's at West Virginia.
Yes.
And she's coaching at Fairfield University now. She's getting married next June.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
You got a lot of happy memories to make.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah, give them all to me while I can.
When we get off the air, I need to talk to both of you. I got a daughter who's going to be 40 and one that's going to be 35, and I don't see any husband in sight. So if you two would counsel me into trying to help them, that would be terrific.
Well, I have a son. I have Chaz. He's still available.
Mm-hmm. Well, good.
And he's a good guy.
Well,
yeah. So
they're great girls. They just they're trying to find somebody like their father and can't find anybody, Debbie. That's what it is.
Well, that's true. There's no one like you.
Yeah. And Haley, so man, what does this in our last few minutes? We get about 3 minutes here.
Mm-hmm.
So what is this? How you feel?
I'm excited, but I'm a little nervous.
Okay. So
I'm very excited though.
We don't have to come down there and check up on Aaron, do we?
I mean, you two are more than welcome invited to the wedding if you want to come. And I mean that. You really can. So
yeah.
It was hard planning it at the beginning because of COVID. So we didn't invite a lot, but now, so the door is open for you two, and you know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think we knew that from the beginning, but no doubt.
Actually, if we wanted to come, we were coming whether you had invited us or not.
That sounds
would have been perfectly fine.
That sounds like a Bobby Huggins statement.
Yeah.
That's how we roll, right, Los?
That's how we roll. Yeah. And actually, I'm going to be in North Carolina with my family. My brother hosts a 4th of July. Both my brothers are now in North Carolina, Fayetteville.
Oh, okay.
And so I'll get to see both of them when I go down. And my mom will be down there, my sister, everybody will be down there, my wife and family. So, yeah, it's going to be an awesome time. But we're going to be thinking about you, Haley.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. I mean, so talk to me about marriage. Real quick, just you ready?
I think so. Yeah, he's a very good guy. He loves WVU, so
that's a flag. That's a hand thumbs up.
Yeah. We've been together for 3.5 years, and we have a really great relationship, and he's just the best. So I'm very excited. He reminds me a lot of my uncle, so that's what I was looking for, and I'm just excited to marry him and start my life with him. So.
That's awesome. And then you pick, if he's like Joe, you got the right guy.
Mm-hmm. He treats her very well, and he's very kind, and he has a strong Christian faith.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm proud of both of them. I think they'll have a nice marriage. I really do. Wish Joey was here though, but
that's the only thing. I wish that he could have met him, but
he did. He did. He's right there. So yeah, he's there. He's present. He's just not physically there, but he's present. And you know that smile, right? And he's probably doing this here.
That's
probably.
So again, Bobby, thank you for joining me this evening, taking time out your busy schedule.
I appreciate it. It's always good talking to you, man.
Yeah. And I heard you married a Moore. You're going to be a Moore.
I am going to be a Moore.
Yeah.
Yep, I will be Haley Moore.
Haley Moore. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
I know. I know. I'm still getting used to it. I'm not used to it yet.
Well, it'll come easy.
I like it. It's growing on.
Yeah. So thank you, Haley, and thank you, Debbie, for getting on. And this was my pleasure. It was awesome. My wife and I were just excited to want to do this.
Thank you so much. This means the world.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
And I look forward to seeing you guys in Morgantown.
Absolutely.
Yes.
If somebody will give me tickets, that'd be good. Then I can come. But
you know, all you have to do is ask.
I'm teasing. I tease him a lot.
Hey, Deb, I remember coming out of the Coliseum and everybody was all upset about something and we won. And I'm like, what's going on? That was when you were little and you were running around putting them stickers on everybody's car.
Yeah.
You remember that, Deb?
I know. Do you remember the time I made cookies for the team and you guys lost that game and nobody wanted the cookies?
Hey, Deb, listen. I forgive, but I never forget.
I know. I know.
So, well, I want to say thank you guys. This was great. This was awesome. My wife said congratulations, Haley.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, and all right, it's time to sign off, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your support of the BluePrint podcast. We look forward to seeing you again next week on our 4th of July special on July the 3rd from 7 to 8:30. Next week's guest is Steve Vaccaro of the Chapters Rap. Looking forward to having Steve on. He's helped me produce this show for the last year. And I want to thank Andy, who's on here now, flipping the pictures and stuff like that. Thank you, Andy. And Anthony. I said Andy, but it's Anthony. Thank you very much. And I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Have a blessed holiday and God bless you all.
We really hope you enjoyed this episode of Lowe's More, the BluePrint podcast. Stay connected and follow us at our website, www.lowesmore.com. That's LOWESMOORE.com. You can also join the discussion on Twitter at Lowe's More and on Facebook at Lowe's More Jr. As always, thank you for pushing your mindset towards a better reality. This concludes the most thought-provoking portion of your day. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this podcast to stay fully up to date with everything we're up to. Until next time, be kind to yourself and each other.
What they teaching is a joke. I ain't buying it like I'm broke. Insufficient funds for insignificant.